Hello everyone, this is your host Matisfaction, and today I have just an initial review of a Leatherman multi-tool. I've already opened it and it's pretty neat, but I wanted to show you guys. So the one I bought is the Leatherman Surge, and I got the limited edition black and silver because I just thought it looked a lot neater. So let's get right into it. We're going to open it up, and it's got this little placard with just a little bit of information telling you how to open it. As you can see, when you get them, they're covered in some sort of like a grease, probably in the joints, but it tells you how to open it, where the locks are. So we'll get that out of the way and we'll just jump right into it. So right off the bat, this thing is pretty heavy and closed. I believe it's about 4.5 inches long. 4.5. I'll show you just how much this thing weighs. It's pretty heavy little guy. So 344 grams for all you people who like it in grams. Me, I'm a pound guy. I know about how much a pound weighs, so 12 ounces, so just under a pound. But I mean, for as heavy duty as this is, you are gonna expect it to be heavy. Now before you open it, let's go through the contents of the box. So you got your Surge. You've got a sheath, your standard nylon. It's got a big snap on it though. And you know, I mean, nylon's cool, but it's just never my thing. Because after a while, it starts to fray, the stitches come undone. So what I did instead is I went ahead and bought a Kydex sheath to go with it. This one comes in a little bag. I already opened it. I wanted to test the fit. Made in the USA. This one's specific for the Leatherman Surge, and I got it in your standard carbon fiber. But on Amazon, they had orange carbon fiber, red carbon fiber, maybe yellow. But I didn't really want colors on my hip to be popping like that. I like things to blend in. I don't want to bring attention to it, like, hey, you know, check out my hip, look what I got. Got that big iron on my hip. All right, enough joking. No, I'm just kidding. But it's got a nice clip on it. It says clip and carry, but it's nice and wide, so this should fit on many different kinds of belts. You know, like your standard leather belt, utility belts. But it's pretty neat. I'll show you how it fits in a little bit after we go through more of this. And then this is a pouch because the Surge has removable blades. So this is a file. They didn't put this on there. Instead, I think it's a saw. So you have your standard file and then your diamond file in case you needed to sharpen something real quick. And it's got a quick detach system, which I'm hoping really not to biff it. It took me a minute. I was practicing with it, thankfully, but hopefully that practice pays off. I don't know, we'll see. All right, well, let's open this thing. Well, before we open it, first things first, it's designed to be one-handed open, every tool. And I believe it leans more towards the right hand. But you can open things with the left. Here's your scissors. When you unfold it, the scissors, it took me the second, so I'm just gonna let you know. I was like, why is it not springy? What's going on here? I was trying to bend it this way and that way. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kind of notch it, and then it's gonna be spring action. I thought maybe the spring went on backwards or something. So, you know, if you feel like you're having trouble, give that a try. Next, you have your blade. This is one of them. You get two on this one. Looks real nice. They're 420 HC steel, which is a good steel. It's tough, but if you use the blades a lot, you're going to be sharpening a lot. So thankfully, you got the little diamond file in there if you take this out. And you can see the lock is pretty easy to use. It's just spring-loaded, kind of like a liner lock, but not quite. I mean, however you want to take it. If you want to take it apart, you have to use special security Torx bits. So here's the other blade. This one's serrated. You know, I thought the black and silver looked really good. It comes in silver, and then they have black, and then they have black and silver. But the most common color is going to be your stainless steel. Now, where's the other one I didn't open? Oh, the saw. This is the replaceable blade. It's a pretty good saw, too. It's got some pretty aggressive teeth on there. All right, let's open this up. This has 21 tools on it. So I showed you 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. So we're gonna open it up. No spring, so you're gonna be, like when I have these, I use my ring finger, kind of open it up. But it's got some pretty aggressive teeth on there. There's a ruler. It goes to 8 inches if you kind of flatten it out. You can lay it on stuff. So it goes to 8 inches. Now, one thing that I will show you that I noticed is pretty cool. If you look, you'll see these little silver things and kind of like a wedge that gets a little bigger. And as you open it, you'll see that the spring expands a little bit. And so I was checking it out, and I was like, why is it doing that? And come to find out, when you open it, that spring is right inside. I don't know if you can see it, but it operates this little, tiny little pin right there. And what that does is, as your tool is open, it actually locks the knives into place, so they won't accidentally open up on you as you have it in your hand. And I thought that was a pretty neat little safety feature. And it does it on all 4. Oh, well, maybe 3, because the scissors just open. Okay, well, keep an eye out for them scissors. But the other ones, they lock in there. Now, these tools here, you have your awl with a little thread loop. This is very good. Stabbing things. It's even got a bit of an edge. You might be able to use that for some light cutting or slicing, maybe opening a box. But it's very sharp. You have a giant flathead, a small one. They're pretty cool. This side has the can opener, bottle opener, a wire stripper right there, and the little bit driver. I actually like this design. The bits come out, but they're like flat. And I like it because it helps keep the handle slim, and you can fit another tool in there as opposed to having a big bulky one. And Leatherman makes a bit set that you can have extra bits, and they even have a extender, so you can screw down. I like to kind of make a T, give you some of that leverage, but I mean, You all know how to work a screwdriver by now, I'm sure. You guys get it. And to close it, there's a push lock right here. So things lock in place, and then boom. On this side, I didn't fully engage the lock. That's why I was able to close it. But now, so in here, you have some crimpers. Kind of hard to see, but just underneath the pivot point and the pliers, you have crimpers. And it kind of looks like there's two sizes, small and large. And up here, you have soft wire cutters and hard wire cutters. And what I like about it is if for some reason you damage it, you can actually replace these. You unscrew them and you can pop some new ones in there, and then you're good to go again. I always hated when you have like a nice tool and you damage that part, and then you just look at it and you just feel sad every time you use it. So I thought that was pretty neat. But it's very comfortable in the hand. This is like, I have big hands, but it's very comfortable. And you can tell this thing's tough. One thing I wanted to show you guys is it said there was a loop on here to maybe put on a keychain, or maybe run some paracord through it so that you can dangle it and just whip it up if you need to use it real quick. So I am going to show you how to find that. So what you do, you find the main blade, or the serrated blade. It has jimping on there, and you turn it over. So now you're on the straight edge blade side, and there's a little piece of metal right there. So I just use this, and you kind of have to finagle it, but you push it. You push it up, and you can kind of see it coming out right there. I don't know why they didn't make it a little easier, but if you're just out in the field and you don't have anything else, I would not suggest using a knife to do this. You might damage that. But I just use the flat screwdriver bit, and as you can tell, scratching it. But that's okay. This thing's meant to work. It's supposed to get scratched. There we go. You can start to see it coming up. Come on. A little bit more. I know a lot of people out there are paracord types, and they like to put a little lanyard on there. So, once you get this, one of these ears, there we go. There we go. They make you work for it. So then you get a little loop, and you can fit some very thin paracord in there. They don't give you a lot of room to work with, but just a little bit, maybe just enough. But I will not use it. So all that work was for nothing. Just kidding. So then just pop this back in here. So now onto the replaceable saw. This one took me a minute. So there's a little, like a lock type deal. What you do is you just pop it, slide it to the right, not the other way. Slide it to the right, and then the blade slides out, and then you can just pop it off. Then you can put the file on there. I'll just keep the saw on for now, because I figured if you're going to be out in the field, it'd be easier to have the file in your own hand to sharpen your knife. So then you just slide this back in, ever so delicately. Don't you make me look like a fool. I practiced. There we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm in charge. So there you go. Now it's locked in there. Very aggressive teeth on there. I think this will saw through quite a bit. But those are little tips and tricks. So this thing, Leatherman, is made in America in Portland, Oregon. And this thing was about $130. It was actually the same price as the stainless steel and the black one. So I was like, I can't decide between the two, so I'll just get both. And now I have some pretty cool stuff. I like the blade is silver with the black. But if that's not your thing, stainless silver would probably be the way to go. But with all that grease they put on there, you kind of get your fingerprints on there. But I mean, you're going to beat this thing up. Fingerprints are the least of its concern. But it's a pretty cool tool, and I will be putting it to use. Like I said, this is just an initial review here. Just open the box, check it out, see what we got. And I'm trying to remember if I forgot any tools. Let me do a quick rundown. Just making sure. I don't want to leave anything out because, yeah, the wire stripper, that can opener. I mean, this thing is good in the hands of an electrician, a survivalist, just your everyday home use. I will just use this at home. And I like the fact that Leatherman's made in America. It has a 25-year warranty. So like if it breaks, you just submit a ticket, send it in, they'll fix it, send it back. If you start doing weird things on your own, then they might not cover that. So they say modifications and things they don't cover. So here's the sheath. Snaps in there good. It holds in there. Looks like you got a little extra thing, maybe for a pen. You got your strap. It's not elastic, so it won't stretch, but it's kind of tight. That's a sheath is made in China, which that's fine. But you know, like I said, leather, especially if you're a hard user, it's gonna start to fray. I mean, not leather, nylon. It'll start to fray. Nylon's, I mean, pretty tough. But at just some point, I don't know, I never had good luck with nylon. So I went ahead and bought this Kydex sheath. I think it looks great. The clip is strong. And this thing just goes right in. Very low key, and it's in there. You have to really tug on that to get it out. But also made in America, which I believe I already said. But I think it just is a nice little accompaniment to it. You see a little bit of silver poking out there. You know, if aesthetics is your thing. Me, not really. I mean, I just bought this thing to use, beat up, just see what it can do. But Kydex is easy to clean. It shouldn't damage your Leatherman at all. And like I said, it's in there. You can go up and down ladders. You can probably parachute out, and this thing's not going to come out. But that's what Kydex is all about. They're securing your stuff very well. And this was about 30 bucks. So 130, 30, 160 altogether. Not a bad deal. This thing is heavy. I was deciding between this one or the Wave. And this one just had more tools. It was just an extra couple bucks. It's a bit more hefty. I have big hands. I just like the way it feels. I'm glad I went with this one. I mean, the Wave is good. Maybe as an EDC, you just want to toss it in your pocket, kind of forget about it. Like I said, this one's a bit heavier. If you throw this in your pocket, you're going to know. So I definitely recommend a hip holster type deal. But I think it's a pretty cool little multi-tool. Well, not little, but it's a pretty cool multi-tool. I would recommend picking one up if you're looking for one. There's lots to choose from, different brands, different companies. I just know Leatherman has been in the business a while. They're made in America. And every Leatherman thing I've had has lasted, and they're built really well. I had a Gerber multi-tool. That's what prompted to replace this, but I lent it to a friend. He played with some electricity, and it melted my Gerber, which I think is kind of cool. But he didn't get hurt. He didn't get hurt at all. He was wearing gloves. But yeah, this is the Leatherman Surge initial review, just checking it out. I'm going to put it to hard use, but just out of the box, looks great, feels great, has a lot of functionality. Just be careful, have something to wipe down with, because this thing comes out with some stuff on it. I mean, you can see some residue in the box there. But yeah, if you own one of these or pick one up, let me know how you like it, what you use it for. Have you had any problems with it? 420 HC steel is good, but if you do a lot of lateral things with it, you will snap the blade. So be careful. Just use it for what it's intended for. You should be good. Like I said, you'll have to sharpen it, but they kind of got you covered if you're out in the wilderness or wherever. You need to give it a quick sharpen. They give you that diamond blade here. So that should get you out in a pinch if you need it. But yeah, just let me know if you use it, if you like it. If you don't like Leatherman, what brand would you get instead and what model? And yeah, just like and subscribe if you like what you see. And I guess that's it. Thank you very much.